And I'm holding court this morning with a panelist here, Professor Noah Midamba, who's the Vice Chancellor of KCA University. Also, we do have with us Dr. MUSTAFA YUSUF Ali, who is a conflict resolution and a national security analyst. Also, we have with us Captain Collins Wanderi, who is an advocate and security analyst. Also, we have Dr. Apollos Mashira, who is a criminologist from Edgerton University. And also we have Matt Bryden, who is the chairman of, or the executive chairman of SAHAN, which is a think tank of Horn of Africa security. Gentlemen, just to comment especially, first of all, on the issue of what we just saw, first the Brexit strategy. Could we just comment about it a bit, and the Muslim ban on immigration? What do you think about it, Matt Bryden?
Well, I think the recent moves by the U.S. administration, there's no question that they're deeply disturbing. And despite what we've just heard, they appear to be clearly discriminatory. And perhaps from a security point of view, they seem to be cynical because they target countries whose nationals have never committed an act of terror against the United States on American soil. And other countries from which terrorism has originated are not on the list. And so it's very difficult to see how this in any way improves American security.
No, we'll have to wonder also the rigors of actually picking these particular countries. You say none of them have actually attacked the United States. So what really informed this particular picking of these countries?
First, Dibal, I want to confirm from MUSTAFA YUSUF Ali whether he was not in that crowd that I saw in Corubia, Ohio. Whether he was not. I saw his...
Who?
MUSTAFA. I've just seen him.
MUSTAFA, by the way, yeah, you weren't here on Wednesday. Where were you?
He was there.
He was in Panama, yeah?
No, I was down in Central America, but I passed through Washington, D.C. on Friday night after the executive order was signed. But I was not caught by this. I actually passed through the immigration. I went into Washington, D.C., had a good night's sleep, and then came out on Saturday morning. The trouble, I think, started on Saturday evening after the officials started implementing that. But this is nothing strange. I've always been subjected to secondary screening since Bush. George Bush times through Obama times. This time I was actually not subjected to secondary screening. I passed through, but this challenge that Trump is causing the world has been confronting informal, fringe, non-state-based extremism in the name of Islam for the last 20 years. Now the world is going to have to confront formal state-based extremism led by reactionary populist leaders such as Trump. And this is dangerous because that kind of extremism is backed by state assets compared to the informal extremism that we've been having to fight that is not backed by state assets. It's just backed by people who are fanatics. And this debate is going to pose a very serious problem to the world.
Also, a very interesting development. We've seen that Sally Yates, who was one of the deputy, she was the deputy attorney general, who was shown the door because she did not really toe with the line of this particular ban. What do you make of it right now? That yes, if you don't really toe my line, you're fired, as Donald Trump is known with that moniker of his, you're fired from The Apprentice. Collins Wanderi.
Yeah, you know, from a legal perspective, the Attorney General of the Republic is the embodiment of the legal might of a nation. The main consumer of the services of an Attorney General is the presidency or the executive branch of the government. And what Donald Trump is clearly saying is that I will take my own advice. I will not take the advice of my Attorney General. Because if the Attorney General is bound by professional ethics to tell Donald Trump the right thing and to tell him that the orders that you're issuing have been countermanded by a court of law. And a court of law has vacated certain sections of your orders. And therefore, I will not defend any person in the Department of Immigration or the Department of State who enforces an illegal order. And that was her argument, which is the correct position. And that is what every Attorney General, acting or substantive for any government, would advise.
With the idea transforming from where he was a movie star, whatever it is, to a statecraft, is where you need to be. But I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it. And so he's stirring up the ugliness that was seen both in the First and the Second World War. The world has been very stable. Particularly Europe has been very stable since the Second World War. He's setting Europe into unfolding extremist situation. The rest of the world are going to react to this, and it's not going to be good.
Thank you.